But Yahawah,
But Yahawashi,
But Yahawashi, But Yahawah, But Yahawashi, Hashem, Bakah, Badash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled F the odds or fuck the odds. Okay, get that term on.
Okay.
Give them your source too.
This from Edamon online. It says odds equalizing allowance to a weaker side or player by a stronger. Advantage conceded by one of the parties in proportion to the assumed chances in his favor. Found first in Shakespeare, probably from the word's earlier sense of condition of inequality.
All right, that's what we're looking for. Go ahead.
Difference, amount by which one thing exceeds or falls short of another.
Right, so condition of inequality, difference, amount by which one thing exceeds or falls short of another. And you can actually classify us within Esau's kingdom. All right, because when we tell them that we are the sons of Yahawah B'Shem Al-Shai, when we tell the world, or as well as our people, that we are the nation of Israel, the odds are against us. All right, and at the same time frame, they look at us as being, weak, base men and things of that nature, and they wonder and they say, okay, how in the world does these guys, which would be lower class citizens within the society, have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahawah B'Shem Al-Shai? So if you're looking at it from a carnal perspective, you would think that the odds are against us. All right, but it's the will of Yahawah B'Shem Al-Shai for the nation of Israel to prevail. All right, and everything starts with the elect. Continue to read those definitions, bro.
And it says,
those are the ones that highlight.
Okay. Unequal things, matters, or conditions.
Right. Unequal things, matters, or conditions. So when you look at us, and even the entire nation of Israel, the odds are against us. Look at what the so-called Negroes go through, the so-called Hispanics go through, the so-called Native Americans go through. And then compare and contrast us to nations like Edom and these other nations. You cannot tell me that the odds are not against us. All right. Now, bro, bring out Genesis, the 3rd chapter. And also when you go into that term odds, it goes into the origin of odd, which goes into the definition of rare. All right. So something that is weaker, taking down something that is stronger, something that is mightier, then you would consider that would be a rare thing. You would consider that the odds are against us when we're out there on the highways and the byways, so on and so forth. All right, because what they're thinking of, I'm gonna let the brother get it out. They're thinking about our present condition due to that heel injury. Okay, go ahead.
This Genesis 3:14. It says, "And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast..."
And if you can receive this in the spirit, the serpent will be classified as the so-called white people today. Going into biblical doctrine, classifying them as a nation of Israel. As the nation of Edom. Go ahead, bro.
"Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shall thou go, and thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life."
Right. So because the serpent, did this wicked deed, all right, what happened? The Most High put him in a lower state. All right. That's the reason why they were found in the Caucasus Mountains, going into their history in Job the 30th chapter. All right. So the Most High had gave them that intelligence at one time, and they were classified as a nation of serpents. However, he brought them down. Okay. And he brought them so lowly. All right. They were considered as base men going into Job the 30th chapter. All right. Continue, bro.
It's 15. It says, "And I will put enmity."
Right. And enmity is nothing but hatred. Go ahead.
"Between thee and the woman."
Right. So between your nation and the woman. Who is the woman? The nation of Israel. Go ahead.
"And between thy seed and her seed."
Right. Go ahead.
it shall bruise thy head.
Right.
And thou shalt bruise his heel.
Right. So at the end of the day, you don't bounce back from a headshot. All right. If somebody shoots you in your head, hey, it's point blank over. All right. So at the end of the day, it's the will for our nation to prevail. However, at the same time frame, we did sustain a magnificent injury. All right. Look at our people. Look at our people today. Now, bro, get that out about that second information I sent you about athletes bouncing back from a heel injury.
Okay, this from the website knbr.com.
Mm-hmm.
And the title says, here's how NBA players have historically fared following Achilles injuries.
Right, that heel injury, okay, this symbolic talk, go ahead.
This was published on July 5th, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors set the NBA world.
Jump to Wesley Matthews. This is a case example, Wesley Matthews.
Right.
Okay.
It says Wesley Matthews, when March 2015, age 28.
Mm-hmm.
2014 to 2015 pre-injury averages 15.9 points, 3.7 rebounds, 56.3 effective field goal percentage.
Right, so prior to this heel injury, he was scoring 15.9, right? He had 3.7 rebounds. Now go to post-injury.
Right, post-injury, 12.9 points, 3.2 rebounds, 50% EFG percent.
Right, so basically he declined. Now go jump down to Rudy Gay.
Rudy Gay, win January 2017, age 30. 2016 and 17 pre-injury averages 18.7 points, 6.3 rebounds.
Just talked about the rebounds. Now go to post-injury.
Post-injury, 11.5 points, 5.1 rebounds.
Right, so you can see that he declined as well. Go ahead, bro.
And it says Kobe Bryant, March 2013, age 34. 2012 to 13 pre-injury averages 27.3 points, 5.6 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
And post-injury, 18.9 points, 4.4 rebounds.
Right. So at one time, Kobe Bryant was scoring 27.3 points per game, roughly speaking, and then he declined to like 18.9. So we have actually identified at least 4 basketball players, right, who sustained heel injuries. All right, and at the same time frame, they never, okay, according to stats, they never did better when they were at that previous position. All right, going to show you that it's hard to bounce back from a heel injury, but it's possible. And so at the same time frame, you know, when we look at our condition at this time frame, hey, the odds are against us, but through the spirit of the odds.
Right. It says, though past his prime at age 34, Bryant was still an all-star caliber player at the time of his injury. He would never be there again.
Exactly. Now go to Elton Brand. That's the last one.
It says, win to August 2007, age 28. 2006 to 7 pre-injury averages 20.5 points, 9.3 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
And post-injury, 10 points, 6.3 rebounds.
So you've seen a decline, and Elton Brand was bad. He used to play for the Clippers. Now, bro, bring out Matthew. Matthew 26.
47.
Yeah, I need to 53.
I just Matthew 26 and 47.
Mm-hmm.
And while he spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came with him, and a great multitude with swords and staves from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Verse 48. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying,
this was leading up to the event of Yahawashi actually going on the cross. Okay, go ahead, bro.
whomsoever I should kiss, the same is he whom hold him fast.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 49. And forthwith he came to Yahawashi and said, Hail, Master. And he kissed him. And Yahawashi said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou? Wherefore art thou come?
Mm-hmm.
Then came they
Mm-hmm.
and laid hand on Yahawashi and took him. Verse 51. And behold, one of them which were with Yahawashi stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smoked off his ear.
That was Peter. Go ahead.
Verse 52. Then said Yahawashi to him, Put up again thy sword, into his place. For all that take the sword shall perish by the sword.
Right, because at this time frame, the will for Yahushua was to go on the cross, to be that ultimate sacrifice for the nation of Israel. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 53. Thing is that thou there, I cannot not pray to thy father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels.
Right, and that's the point. Because Yahushua could basically call on 12 legions of angels. And if you know anything about a legion, it consists of 5,000 to 7,000 total of angels. However, you know, when you're in that present position, and when we read and we know Yahushua has spiritual power, but he still had the might to call on the legions. All right, so help the odds, man, because basically in the spirit we already know one. Lord willing, we just hope that our names are written in the scriptures as the elect. Okay, so this battle, this game has already been won. We just, Lord willing, hoping that we're not only called but chosen. I get the second Kings 6, 11 through 17.
2 Kings 6, verse 11. Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing, and he called his servants and said unto them, will ye not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber.
Keep going.
And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about.
Right, so the king of Syria wanted to capture the prophet Elisha. Go ahead, bro.
Go
ahead, make your point.
You know, he said, Elisha tell him what's going on in thy bedchambers. And that's what's going on today, you know, because Elisha was giving the king of Israel heads up, you know, on the Syrian army, you know. And what we're doing today, when you see brothers, you know, going into different troop movements and what nation going to be in alliance with each other and what moves these nations plan on making, they let you know that this knowledge comes from a divine power, man. Someone who has a perspective, you know, that has already seen this movie play out, man. We the real insiders, man, through the spirit and power of Yahawashi.
Bro.
Verse 14. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of man of the Most High was risen early and gone forth, behold, a host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And the servant said unto him, at last, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
And we have to have that spiritual perspective, such as Elisha. And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And that's how we look at it. I jump to 17, bro.
And Elisha prayed and said, Yahawah, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahawah opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
Right, and it's the same thing today. If the Most High literally opened up our eyes, we would see exactly the same thing. All right, but what ties you to having that mindset to go against the odds, you know, is the faith and the fear Yahawah gives you, man. All right, bring out your precept up.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. But the Most High have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
Beginning with the apostles and the elder Akim of great millstone. All right, hey, that's that prophecy is actually being fulfilled in real time. All right, so we have that perspective, that spiritual perspective, as well as showing you our works by up the odds, by going out there on the highways and the byways, by basically publishing videos and being consistent, man. All right, and this has to be given to you. You can't will yourself in this thing. You can't basically. You know, when you think about Esau and what he got and the caliber of character he is, you understand what you're going through. This is a mighty work on the left-hand side of the Most High. But at the same time frame, the odds are even. And we have great favor because we already know through prophecy that we are going to prevail if we are those men.
Yeah, our faith, that's what's going to keep us keep us going. You know what I'm saying? The faith and the confidence that we got it in the Most High. That's what's gonna keep us, keep us going, man.
Come on, bro. That's right.
It's verse 28. And base things of the world and things which are despised.
Right. Things are base, things are despised, such as us. Because we didn't go to these seminary schools. They're not looking at you as being this new creature in Yahawashi. They still remember you from being that nigga in the world, man.
Right. The Most High was under me. Yahawashi was under this same, these same eyes. We just walking the walk that he walked. The same walk that he walked. We trying our best to do it like he did. To the best of our ability.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's why it says carry your own cross. Carry your cross. So that's part of it. Like, you got to carry that cross.
And when you carry the cross, the odds seem like they're against you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's rare to make it out. But through the spirit of Yahawah Shem Al-Shah, it's easy. It's an easy walk. And I'm not saying that it's easy, but I'm saying you can get through it if it's the Most High's will. If Yahawashi is up there mediating for you. Go ahead.
Yeah. You ain't gonna leave right here what y'all was just saying.
Okay, well you can get out finish.
Like this 1 Corinthians 4:13, being defamed, we entreat, we are made as the filth of the world.
Yeah, we are made as the filth of the world, and we're defamed. All right, we're the most unknown. All right, because hey, everybody know us. Through the spirit of Yahawah Shem Al-Shah. Why do you think YouTube is actually making these regulations, making it hard for us to publish videos? That target is for the Israelites only. All right. Why? Because they're trying to prevent that word from going out, but it's too late. All right. That word has already done hit the four corners of the world, and at the same time frame, it's YouTube. So YouTube is a platform for you to be able to push what you want to push. It's YouTube, your tube.
Right.
But up until now, since 2007, we have began to vex the elite. Go ahead.
And this with no military.
Yeah.
No carnal military, man.
Right.
And it said being defamed, we entreat. Because you got to fall in love with these challenges, man.
Yeah.
You like I say, endure hardness as a soldier, man. You got to be like the Apostle Bar, always goes into, man, to be a prophet. You got to be, halfway crazy, man.
Yeah, you do.
Because the things that we're saying, waging war, against this whole beast system, man. With our actions, man.
And the odds are against us.
The odds are against us, man. And this really the best position that you want to be in, man. Because someone that's an underdog ain't got nothing to lose, man. So you can go all out, man. Esau got everything on the line, man.
Right.
You see, as we watching, his Esau got all this shit on the line, man. We ain't got none of that, man.
He got the best military,
the best everything,
the weaponry.
Right.
He got the funds.
Right.
He controls literally everything. To go against this man, you would be considered a madman. Even your family members would tell you, nigga, the odds against y'all.
Who can make war with the beast?
Who can make war with the beast?
Yeah. In Genesis, fatness in the earth and the sword she lived by. So he got everything. He got all the military and guns, everything. So
Just like on,
you got
just like on Spartacus, you know what I'm saying? They looked at him as a madman trying to take over the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
But that ain't nothing like when the upset. Like when I used to coach Little League, and we'll be undefeated, and we'll play these little teams and beat them. That really didn't get you excited. But when you play another undefeated team that's supposed to be a powerhouse, they got all this hype around them, man, ain't nothing like that anticipation. Then when you defeat that, you can feel pride leaving. You can feel you let down the whole side of the stand. You did that. You know what I'm saying? Imagine how much more, when this beast system is conquered, through your Yahawashi and the house of David, man.
And another example, look at when King David took down Goliath.
Yeah. The whole lot.
Yeah. And 300.
Yeah.
Right.
Look how much damage they did to the Medo-Persian Empire with 300 men, man. It was an upset.
Maccabean brothers.
The Maccabean brothers, we gonna get an account out of there. Go ahead, bro.
Because you gotta look at like with King David, you gotta really look at what was going on, man. You had a whole nation of the Philistines, all right, their army, you know, which they were known to be tall. You know, it was more giants than just Goliath. He was just a champion warrior out of them, man.
Yeah,
See, and then you had Israel, a nation, you know, of warriors. You know, but Israel was, you know, the whole nation, you know, they was in a spirit of coward, man. You know, but then you have this little sheep boy come out of the field with nothing but the spirit and power and the faith of Yahawah, and he was ready to take on the whole nation of the Philistines, man. He coming through the door looking for the smoke, man. Like who is this uncircumcised heathen and blasphemer? You know, Yahawah, man. And then he looking at the nation like, y'all, bro, he really cussed his brother out, man. Like, what I do wrong? Yeah, y'all ain't doing nothing. You know, me ain't do nothing standing here. You know, you can tell David had something within him, man, because it starts within, man. It got to be something within you, you know, that make you get up and go get it, man.
That's a spiritual killer, man.
Yeah,
for real.
On the screen right there. And David had it, man. That's right. You know, and David had it in him, man. Well, I say we represent the house of David, man. You know, hey, you ain't talking large money. What's the point?
What's the point, baby?
So, 1 Corinthians 4:13, being defamed, we entreat, we are made as filth.
So we entreat, like the brother was saying, we're welcoming it. And the reason why, because we know the only way to get to the kingdom of heaven, we got to go through it. And we're being led by the apostles and Elder Akim of Great Millstone. But most importantly, the Spirit, because that's what unifies the body. Go ahead, bro.
We are made as the filth of the world and are the offscouring of all things unto this day. So, you know, you look at the word offscouring, go into like the filth. You know what I'm saying? It's scum. You know, it's that same mentality. You know, the rest of the nation of Israel look at the prophets, man, just like how in the movie Django, when the Samuel L. Jackson character, Stephen, how he looked at Jamie Foxx on that horse. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you supposed to be with the rest of us. What the hell you doing on that day? You know what I'm saying? So that's how you look at us when we out there with these Bibles, like they think they are better than us. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Or like, that's the carpenter son.
Yeah. There ain't nothing like being counted out, though. Right. Me personally, I like to be in that position. You know, where you count it out, you know, but it just like that flame, man. You know, so that's the position that the elect are in. We count it out, man. When these people start analyzing World War III, all right, they don't speak about, you know, the guys on the corner with the Bibles, man. You know, they speak about Russia's S-400, S-500s, you know, Iran surface-to-air missiles, you know, surface-to-surface missiles, you know, China, supersonic, the Dongfeng 41. You know, you hear about all that, man, but you don't hear about the House of David when you hear these World War III analysts going into, you know, what could be the possible outcome of this Third World War. You don't hear Yahawah.
We the last seed.
You see, we ain't get invited to the tournament, man. You know, so we just gonna bust up in the motherfucker.
Like last night,
See how?
No, Kentucky. That's our team. You know they're number one, right? Yeah. They play a team like Evansville.
Evansville.
Beat them. Oh, they ready to get them, and they just beat them. See, underdog. And they beat them. So I bet they went wild. You know, they underdog.
Right.
We the underdog.
They ain't had nothing to lose.
Look at that new spread. Look at that famous spread. Cause that's how I found out about Stephen Curry. Not getting on sports. Well, that's how I found about Stephen Curry when he played with Davidson back in college days. How they were just overcoming those big teams, man. Right. They was known as like the little man, you know.
Yeah, because you relax your opponent when they don't think nothing of you. Oh, they ain't gonna do nothing. So that's gonna be the killer. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not expecting, you know, a bunch of so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans to usher in the kingdom of heaven under Yahawah and the 12, man.
Like, why the scripture say they should be amazed at the stranger of his salvation?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because with secular history, you know, what people go about nowadays, they think that anybody can just be saved. When you come out the Bible and say a specific type of people supposed to be saved, then on top of that, that's going to shock the ones of our people who know they are Israelites. And they're going to see so-called people that look like white people or Chinese, you know, so-called Africans and stuff like that. You know, that's going to shame and be shamefaced them as well, man. They're gonna be shocked, man. So it's gonna shock this whole world, man.
Especially in Hosea. It's in the land that we place hate on. You are my people. So it's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Hit that first match. 11-42. Oh, my life.
This 1 Corinthians 1:28, and it says, "And base things of the world and things which are despised have the Most High chosen."
Yeah, He has chosen us, beginning with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And if you're teaching what we're teaching, as well as you too, because it's not about campaigning. No, it's about teaching the truth and sincerity. Go ahead, bro.
And things which are not, to bring to naught things that are.
Right. So we are at this time frame. Our kingdom doesn't exist. All right, but at the same time frame, through the word of Yahawah, we're breaking down these strongholds. And what we're saying in the spirit will be manifest on earth. But it starts in the spirit first.
So we got billionaires and trillionaires changing up, their software, different conditions and being petty, with the YouTube and all this other madness they doing. But they doing this because of the prophets and what we're preaching, man.
Exactly.
All right. We haven't shot one bullet. We haven't swung one punch, man. Right. But we got these people scrambling, man. The things that are not, because we weren't even on the radar, man.
Hell no.
And then he just popped up, and now we changing the course of what the elites want to do according to their new world order, man. It's through the spirit of Yahawah.
That's right.
I get this last one, and it said that no flesh should glory in His presence, because the odds are so far against us. There's no way that any Israelite can say, well, we really didn't need the Most High.
Right.
We really could have. We already had, the best missiles. We already had fighter jets.
That's all we got.
Yeah,
That's all we got.
And ain't no room for no Israelite to say we ain't need Yahawah. It was set up for Yahawah to get His glory. That's why He weakened us so much, so He can show His power. Man.
Exactly. Because that's how you show your power, through things that are weak. And at the same time frame, Jake don't have no military. And if Jake did have a military, they're not going to be able to prevail over Esau. Why? Because it's not written that way. All right? So you niggas that believe in doing anything outside of this doctrine, the odds are against your ass. And you will not prevail. All right? Go ahead, bro.
Now this is 1 Maccabees 11:42. So Demetrius sent to Jonathan, saying, I will not only do this for thee.
Right, Demetrius, he actually came out the Antiochus the 5th. Okay, go ahead, bro.
And thy people.
Yeah, the Seleucus dynasty. Go ahead, brother.
But I would greatly honor thee.
Jonathan also, just an overview. He was a brother of the Maccabees. All right, he was like one of those 5 brothers. And at this time frame, Judas had been killed in war. All right, go ahead, bro.
And thy nation, if opportunity serve. 43. Now therefore thou shalt do well if thou send me men to help me, for all my force are gone for me.
Right. So this Edomite needed help from Israel. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 44.
And at this time frame, this would be considered the time frame of the Greeks. Go ahead, brother.
Unto this, Jonathan sent him 3,000 strong men.
So Jonathan sent him 3,000 strong men. Go ahead.
Men to Antioch. And when they came to the king was very glad of their coming.
Right. Go ahead.
45. Howbeit, they that were in the city gathered themselves together in the midst of the city to the number of 120,000 men, and who would have slain the king.
Now, keep in mind that these were 120,000 men that came to kill the king. Right. So how many did Jonathan send?
Oh, see.
He sent 3,000.
Yeah.
So Jonathan only sent 3,000 strong men from our nation. Okay, so now you have 3,000 men going against 120,000. Wouldn't you deem that the odds are against these 3,000 men?
Yeah.
Huh? If you didn't have no spiritual awareness of the will of the Most High?
Right.
If you didn't know how the Most High get down, oh shit, 3,000 against 120,000? These niggas are dead.
That's how you know the Lord finna do something.
Exactly.
If you find yourself surrounded by 1,000, all right, Gerber troops, Yahawashi finna do something, man.
Mm-hmm.
He finna prove a point, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the spirit that we got to be in coming
15.
into the times that we coming into, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it look like it's impossible.
No hope.
Just know Yahawashi finna intervene. He finna lift a standard, or he finna send chariots through. Something gonna happen, man.
That's right.
And know the worst thing possible. You know, you be a martyr for Yahawashi, and you'll come right back, man.
That's right.
You know, but something finna happen, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you think about Samson. When Samson fled all the men, I don't know how many it was, but the Most High came upon him and he slayed all of them.
Everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So the Most High with his people.
That's right. All right. So 120,000 men were here to kill the king, and the king asked for Joshua's help, and Joshua submitted to the king. Salakia. Jonathan submitted to the king 3,000 men. Go ahead, bro.
And 46, wherefore the king fled into the court, but they of the city kept the pass of the city, began to fight.
Go ahead.
47. Then the king called to the Jews for help, who came unto him all at once, and dispersed themselves through the city, slew they in the city to a number of 100,000.
So 3,000 men killed 100,000. 3,000 men killed 100,000. But like I said, on paper, if you were to, just look at this, you would be like, God damn, the odds are against these individuals. Ain't no way. All right. The Most High loves that underdog. All right. That's why we were considered the smallest nation. But at the same time frame, look how much we have multiplied based on the promises to Abraham, a father of many nations. All right. All right, brother. Jump down to 50. It's like it. Jump down to 63.
Verse 63. Now then Jonah heard that Demetrius, the prince, will come to Kadesh, which is in Galilee, with a great power, proposing to remove him out of the country. He went to meet them and left Simon, his brother, in the country.
So now Demetrius has turned on Jonathan, a characteristic of an Edomite. All right, go ahead, bro.
Then Simon encamped against Bethsura, fought against it a long season and shut it up.
Right, so Simon is actually the brother of Jonathan. Continue.
But they desired to have peace with him, which he granted them, and then put them out of from thence, and took the city and set garrison in it.
Keep going.
As for Jonathan and his host, they pitched at the water of Gennesaret, from whence betimes in the morning they get them to the plain of Nenasor. And behold, the host of a stranger met them in the plain, who have laid men an ambush for him in the mountains, came themselves over against him.
Right, so basically they was setting themselves up to ambush Jonathan. This is a tactic of guerrilla warfare. Go ahead, bro.
So when they had laid an ambush and rose out of their place and joined the battle, all that were of Jonathan's side fled.
So when Jonathan's army saw the ambush, they loved Jonathan. They fled. Go ahead, bro. So at this time frame, it seems like the odds are against our forefather Jonathan. Continue.
And so much as they were not, one of them left, except Mattathias, the son of Absalom, Judah, the son of Caphi, and the captain of the host.
Keep going.
Then Jonathan rent his clothes and cast earth upon his head and prayed.
Then Jonathan rent his clothes and cast earth upon his head and prayed. Why? He was in a state of mourning. He was in a state of distress. He was vexed because of this ambush. You got to think about what's going through his mindset. At the same time frame, he is in an act of war. Right. Go ahead, bro.
Afterward, returning again to battle, he put them to flight.
Did you hear what you just read?
I read again. Afterward, he turned again to battle. He put them to flight.
Because he prayed, the Most High basically protected him. All right, he put the spirit on Jonathan to pray. He prayed to the Most High. What happened afterwards? Turning again to battle, he put them to flight, and so they ran away. One more verse, bro.
All right, verse 73. Now that his own men that fled saw this.
So the men that saw what Jonathan was doing at this time frame, continue.
They turned again to him.
What they do?
And with his purse,
with him pursued
them
to Cades,
even into their own tent, and they were camped.
Continue.
So there was a slain of the heathen that day, about 3,000 men. But Jonathan returned to Jerusalem.
You see how Jonathan prevailed against the odds? Do you see this? All right. This man was in the process of being ambushed by the opposition, which were the Edomites. At that time frame, they were the Greeks. All right. The odds were against our forefather. What did he do? In the middle of war, during war, he prayed. And what happened? The Most High gave him the spirit to prevail. Why? Because it was his will. And therefore, who was chasing him? They killed 3,000 of them. And Jonathan was able to return back to Jerusalem. All right? The spirit and fuck the odds, man. That's why we say basically, man, through the spirit of Yahawah, I think I can speak for everybody, you know what I'm saying, in this room at this time frame. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because we know at the end of the day, the odds are not the odds.
Yeah, it really ain't no odds.
There's no odds.
You know, just when you look at it from this world's perspective.
You got something?
You know?
Oh, yeah.
What you
got? Isaiah 41:10.
Bring it up.
It says, fear not. It says, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am the Most High. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.
Right, with the right hand. Hey, read that again, though.
That says Isaiah 41:10.
Right.
It says, fear thou not.
Right. And so the reason why we're not fearing, because the Most High is telling us not to fear. Right. And then at the same time frame, we build our confidence up by reading these acts. All right. Romans 15:4. All right. You got that too? All right. Go ahead, bro. Got two phones.
It says, fear not. This is Isaiah 41:10. Okay. It says, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Right. The Most High is with us. Just like he was with Jonathan. All right. Just like he was with his son, Yahawah. All right. Just like he was with the Elisha. Hey, he's with us as well, man. Go ahead, bro. It says, be not dismayed. Be not dismayed. Go ahead. For I am that power. Yeah, the Most High is our power. He's our rock. The applies talking about this chick is rock and shit. See, we gonna see what that rock gonna do during Jacob's trouble. Clean to that. Go ahead, bro. It says, I will strengthen thee. Right, the Most High is strengthening us. Right now, it's from a spiritual perspective. And then it's gonna be manifested during game time. We're gonna be able to perform. Help the odds. Go ahead. It says, I will help thee. Right. And he's doing that now. So why would he do that during the end when it counts the most? Right. Right? Because if he didn't do it, then he would be classified as a liar. And we know that the Most High is not going to lie. Go ahead, bro. It says, yea, I will uphold thee with thy right hand. Right. And if you go into that Hebrew word for right hand, it's a place of honor, a place of authority. That's why Yahawah is on the right-hand side of his father. Right? That's why when Yahawah is talking about his right hand, he's talking about Yahawah doing what he does once the green light is given. Go ahead, bro. I got you. On the right hand of my righteousness, this living, it says, behold, all they that were insist against thee, insist against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. Right, right. And what's going to happen? Our family members. You know what I'm saying? Hey, as well as these other nations. You know what I'm saying? Hey, because at the end of the day, they're counting us out. Why? Because they're looking at us with a carnality lens. They're not looking at us from a spiritual perspective. They don't see no tall guys.
no chariots. They don't see that. They don't see brothers casting demons off of other brothers or out of their households and things of that nature, or brothers just coming from the impossible from a spiritual perspective. They don't see none of that. But they're looking at it, okay, they don't got that much money. All right, they don't got no guns. All right, they don't control the economy. All right, well, so what can these niggas do to our great white man, our power? And I'm using that third person as I'm talking like a nigga would say, who's just gonna come across this video and thumbs it down.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. You got something to say?
We'll come out that war like Bruce Leroy.
All right.
Oh,
11. It says, "Behold, and all that they were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded.
Mm-hmm.
They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish."
And what does that mean? Literally, they're gonna fade away with the fashion of this world. Once this system goes, they go. All right, bring that Romans out to 15.
Romans 15 and 4. It says, "For whosoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning."
Right. So this is reading for our learning. The scriptures are for our learning. Okay, this is how we hydrate our spirit. All right. Mm-hmm. This is why it's called the bread of life, because this word sustains us. All right. So there's no need to fear, although you're within the flesh. And when you begin to fear and doubt, what do? You pray. You pray to the Most High for faith. You pray to the Most High to endure. You pray to the Most High to assist you to walk through this thing we call life and prevail against the odds. That's what you do. Because, go ahead.
I was just saying, we had those accounts you were bringing out, that we can reference back to, because Esau pushed this persona, this invisible persona, like he's never been defeated, he was never down. Right. He's always the hero in every movie. He had just, just programmed people to believe, that he's invincible and unbeatable, man.
That's right.
But even with sports or boxing or whatever, when someone's undefeated and they finally get beat, they more vulnerable to get beat again because now the aura of invincibility is gone. That's what the scriptures give us. It takes away the aura of invincibility that Esau, has fabricated for himself.
That's it, bro. Ultimately, that's pride. Most of us gonna bring Esau's pride down, man. 2/3 of the nation of Israel who are joining in with Esau's ways, they're gonna fall right along with it, man.
Come on, bro. Charles, something?
This Deuteronomy 3:22. You should not fear them, for the Most High your power, He shall fight for you.
Right, and the Most High is gonna fight for us. And at the same time frame, the Most High is fighting for us right now. If you're watching these videos, or if you're watching videos or doing the work, He has fought for you through His Son Yahawah. That's why you're no longer in the congregation of the dead. But it's deeper than that, because it's not only about watching the videos and not doing anything about it. If you're a prophet, then you have to basically exercise your faith, by your works. All right, go ahead, Scott. Maccabees chapter 4.
Starting top. Yeah. All right, it's first Maccabees 4:1. Then took Georgius 5.
Right, Georgius basically was a mighty man of the king Antiochus IV. All right, and he was selected by Lycidius, right? This is the history guru over here. Right, go ahead, bro.
Then took Georgius 5,000 footmen and 1,000 of the best horsemen, and removed out of the camp by night.
Right, so basically 6,000 in all. Go ahead, bro.
To the end he might rush in upon the camp of the Jews and smite them suddenly, and the men of the fortress were his guides.
Go ahead.
Now when Judas heard thereof, he himself removed, and a valiant men with him.
So he took valiant men with him. You go to the term valiant, it means strong. Go ahead, bro.
That he might smite the king's army which was at Emmaus.
Go ahead.
While as yet the forces were dispersed from the camp, in the mean season came Georgius by night into the camp of Judas. And when he found no man there, he sought them in the mountains.
Yeah, Esau do. You know what I'm saying? He came in at night. trying to catch you off guard. Same thing they ain't gonna do now.
Right.
That's why they talk about kicking in your door 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. This man is a fucking coward, man. Go ahead, bro.
He sought them in the mountains, for said these fellows flee from us. But as soon as it was day, Judas showed himself in the plain with 3,000 men.
So Judas only had 3,000 men, but Georgius had 6,000 men. And the 6,000 men that Georgius had were men of war. Go ahead, bro.
Who nevertheless had neither armor nor swords to their minds.
You read that again?
Who nevertheless had neither armor nor swords to their minds.
Can't get around that. Go ahead.
And they saw the camp of the heathen. They were strong and well harnessed and compassed round about with horsemen, and these were expert of war.
Go ahead.
Then said Judas to the men that were with him, fear ye not their multitude.
Then Judas told them, fear ye not the multitude. Go ahead.
Neither be ye afraid of their assault.
Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea when Pharaoh pursued them with an army.
Continue.
Now therefore let us cry unto heaven.
Meaning what? Where's another term for cry? Pray. Same thing Jonathan, his brother, did.
Right.
All right. Chapters afterwards. Go ahead.
If peradventure the Lord will have mercy upon us.
And peradventure means perhaps. Go ahead.
And remember the covenant of our fathers and destroy this host before our faces this day.
Go ahead.
So,
because it's not us that fights, it's Yahawah and Yahawashi that fights, man. But it all begins with Yahawah. Go ahead.
That so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivered and saved Israel.
Ooh, go ahead.
Then the strangers lifted up their eyes and saw them coming over against them before they went out of the camp to battle. But they that were with Judas sounded their trumpets. So they joined battle, and the heathen, being discomfited, fled into the plain. Howbeit all the hindmost of them were slain with the sword, for they pursued them into Gazera and into the plains of Idumea and Azotus and Jamnia, so that there were slain of them upon 3,000 men.
So Judas and his men killed 3,000 men. 3,000 men out of 6,000, right? Jump down to 25.
Verse 25, thus Israel had a great deliverance that day.
Right. Why? Because the Most High fought for our nation. Just like he's going to do in the end times. Why? Because he's committed. He's bound to his word. Y'all have something else?
With the Dane.
Yeah. Get down here.
4
We can end
25.
it. Yeah, down here 4 and 25. We're going to end it with 2 Kings 6 and 16.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 25. That they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven.
Now this is Daniel talking to Nebuchadnezzar. Go ahead, bro.
And 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
Who rules in the kingdom of men, bro?
The Most High.
Yahawah Shemashah rules in the kingdom of men. Now we just got countless acts, okay, dealing with the Lisha. What Yahawah said to his disciples. So like, what did Yahawah say to the opposition? If this was my kingdom, my servants would fight. All right, but it wasn't time to fight. All right, in the act of war, Jonathan and Judas prevailed because why? The Most High actually controls what happens in the kingdom of men. Going back to the other scripture, 2 Kings 6 and 16, bro.
It's 2 Kings 6 and 16. And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they will be with you. It's 2 Kings 6 and 16. And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
And so, Lord willing, I hope this was an edifying lesson. Up the odds. Shalom.
Shalom.